create situations in which a weapon is going to be the best thing around. But we also do the reverse, where we give you a shotgun, and then the next encounter is going to be all long range, and then all of a sudden you have to find a different solution to the problem.
So for multiplayer, it's really sort of trying to get the weapons placed in the right locations on the map.
Stay in your VIP.
How do I get up there?
In multiplayer, the players are going to do something that you don't expect. So there's a big difference in how you can react with weapons.
You're looking at how you can sort of balance a power weapon on one side of a map versus a different side of a map.
This is actually really, really hard to balance out and make fun every time because the placement is random and so is the weaponry.
On Valhalla, the Spartan laser is placed right in the center of the map so that each team has an equal chance at getting out to the center where you're taking a lot of risk. And once you've got it, then you're really powerful. It's kind of a gamble, but the payoff is pretty big if you're successful.
It was really getting hard to add new weapons because balancing 40 weapons, you're going to feel like you have a weapon that is a clone of another. So the direction that we took is we added a new set of really, really powerful weapons that you don't really keep for a long time.
We've got an entirely new kind of weapon, the turret weapon, where you walk up to a turret and you yank it off its tripod and then you're walking around and you're doing third person.
We just limited the amount of ammunition in the turrets because they're really too powerful.
As new events happen throughout the level, your objectives are often changing, like when the Scarab comes in, for example. You know, it's pretty clear that you've now got a new barrier to being able to complete your overall objective of the mission. In Halo 3, the Scarab is super dangerous. You've got to be smart about how you approach fighting it.
The Scarab was in Halo 2, but it was very scripted.
The way it was actually implemented in the game was boring as hell.
The design was horrible. It looked like a basket, like a handle. I'm going shopping. It's horrible.
When you're fighting the Scarab in Halo 2, you had to kill the two guys that were driving it, and then he died in a cutscene. That was pretty cool, but it wasn't part of the sandbox. One of the first things we were looking at for Halo 3 was, let's give it an AI, let's let it move about the environment completely freely, let's make it part of the sandbox.
So we want to make it as interactive as possible.
So not only is this thing trying to kill you and all of your allies, but it's almost its own encounter space. It's up to you to figure out exactly what you're going to do to take out that Scarab. If you don't figure it out, well, you're probably going to die.
The end of Halo 3 is the end of the entire trilogy, and we wanted to do something really awesome for the end.
Explosions!
Yes. You took me half an hour.
Drop it! Oh God, no, you're not going to make it.
You want me to drive?
Oh, I want you to fix it so that I won't die when I go full speed. What I was playing was the end in a very unpolished, very rough, very frustrating state.
You've got to build it, you got to play it, you got to say, it's not good, let's try it again.
Every step of the way, you know, I'm going, is this fun? Is it exciting?
As we get toward the end of the project, we're just making smaller changes, tweaking how much damage something does.
We have to make sure that the doorways are the right size.
How's the cover playing out?
We're the ones that have to wire it all up and make it work and make it fun.
Just a little more sped up, I think. And ultimately, you might have an encounter that plays great. Jump off there. Jump off here. You should be able to land.
Oh, so close to making that jump. That's awesome.
Sometimes you stumble on it, sometimes you plan for it, but the most important thing is when you recognize it, that you covet it and that you keep it.
The shipping game is always an approximation of the perfect vision. I like not having to be the one who decides when I have to stop, because I would never stop if I had any choice. And then the game would slip and then we'd all get fired. And even then I wouldn't want to stop.